Hi Parvati. Good morning. Can you see me well? Because I noticed that my screen um it's um it's rotated, but I don't know. No, it's not that way. It's the other way around. I don't know why. It's weird. Um mm, I don't know why it doesn't rotate. So I will have to put it like this. I'm sorry guys if I'm moving the camera too much. Here. Here. That's better. It's a bit. That's better. Because I put it like always, sideways, and somehow the screen doesn't move to um, the poster. It's weird. How are you guys? I was lighting my Palo Santo. I'm glad some of you got the notification that I was going live today, because I forgot to tell you that this week I had free again on Saturday, so I had to do it. And probably the next weekend is also going to be on Saturday. Good morning, Hope. Hi, Muffy. What are the steps you do to prepare your space for each session? Um, First of all, it's cleaning, uh, literally. Like, the cleaning the space in the sense that everything has to be clean, ordered, everything around it. You have to have like the place actually order, and even like I mean it like in the sense that you don't have like a lot of stuff around the place where you're going to pull the cards in. I usually have different like mats that or some kind of cloth that I use to put the cards on. So I make sure that those are also very, very tidy, very, very clean. I also spray a lot of. I have some sprays that are, for example, I have one that it's of Palo Santo, and then I have one that it's essence. It's sandalwood. I also spray that in the air, and I sage. I use like not only the Palo Santo that I have here. Hello. I also sage with other herbs that are a bit stronger. Um, and I have my crystals also with me, near me. Um, Actually, after I finish the session, especially with the, I have, for the past few weeks, I've been keeping this deck with me here when I do the readings live, and I always placed a crystal on top of it after I finish. So it just it keeps like I have this that this is like a smoky quartz that it's for protection, and actually it cleanses, and also like it protects your energy or wherever it touches, and also it's like it vanishes like negativity and stuff, and it's very transformative. It's a stone that it's very powerful in the sense that if you are looking, for example, if you want to buy it, like to wear it on yourself, um, it allows transformations to happen in you. For example, if you feel like you are going through some kind of blockage in yourself or your circumstances, the smoky quartz, what it does is that it unblocks all the resistances or your negativity thoughts or your fears, your unconscious fears. This is very like it's very powerful because it protects you, but at the same time it allows you to connect with whatever you are holding on to, that it doesn't allow you to move on or to go to the goal that you want to achieve when you feel stuck. So this is something that I carry with me. Smoky quartz is actually, I think I came across a smoky quartz the first time I bought a necklace with the crystal, and I actually didn't know that it was a smoky quartz. I just saw it like I went to this sort of like holistic store, and I saw that they had all the chains, they had all the necklaces like all hanging, and I like using my intuition, because I don't like um to be like, oh, this serves for this purpose. I know about crystals, I know their correspondences and what their properties, but I prefer to be surprised by some of them. So I saw one that I caught my attention right away, and I was like, I want that one. And it was like a beautiful like design, and in the middle it had like a rounded smoky quartz. But I didn't know like it was a smoky quartz. I think I thought that it was like a citrine or something like that, because it was a bit yellowish. But then after I bought it, the salesperson told me that actually it was a smoky quartz, and we were talking about that, and she was like, "Oh, maybe you choose that because you in that moment when I bought it, that I actually needed that crystal, and it helped me unblock a lot of like a lot of like some mindsets that I had or fears that didn't allow me to fully like transform myself, like for example, fears, insecurities. So, at first it made me feel uncomfortable because it's a very strong it's a very strong crystal. It doesn't make your life easier, like, because it confronts you with what you are like resisting. So but it's a very transformative kind of energy. So when I discovered it, then I bought this one, that this is a raw crystal. And I was like, this is the one that I usually, whenever I want to cleanse my tools or my decks or my other crystals, I place it instead of using the tourmaline, the black tourmaline, I use this. This is my protection stone, and I love it. It just feels very, just like any crystal quartz. It's amazing, like raw. The, you're welcome. Looking for yes, they are special. They are special. I think that, actually the salesperson was right about that. Hello, Iva. I think that that's why that was my intention when I actually uh, picked that stone in particular without wanting to know what it was about, or actually being like, oh, today I'm going to buy an aquamarine, or I'm going to buy like an amethyst. Hello, spirit. Like, I actually, like, I want the crystal to do the work that it has to do, and that's it. Um, but my favorites are actually the rose quartz, and yes, the rose quartz, and I don't know how you say it in English. Is it pyrite? In Spanish, is pirita. That is a very shiny crystal. It's like a rock, like a crystal, but it's very shiny. Very silver, like it has like silverish, and I love that. And that's also good for protection and for money. So if you're a salesperson like me, it would be good to have it around. I also like to walk into the crystal shops and see which stones. Yes, exactly, Mafi. It's they call you out. Pyrite. Oh, thank you, Hope. Um, um, yes, they call you. I believe they do. I believe they do. Um, at least that's how I choose them, and I didn't realize that I did it until then. I was like, after I carried it home with me, I was like, wow, this is a different stone. Like, I would have never actually bought that specific song because I didn't know much about that. But I don't know, I just used my intuition and it just called me. Sorry, guys, I'm. Share how you prepare and surgery yourself. I usually say a prayer, but I think that in the process of cleansing, yes, in my case, also hope. I lost some stones, and also some of them fell, and some of them broke, and some of them just disappeared. Like, I don't know where they are. Like, and it's not that I forgot them. They just vanished. But yes, I totally get the message. Once they do their purpose, they suddenly disappear or they break. So you have to leave them. Um, I think that I actually say a prayer, but I also think that the process of the intention of cleaning, while you are cleaning your space, your tools, while you are saging, while you are, I don't know, like putting like some music, or you are just cleaning your space and preparing it, just the preparation itself, it's a sort of ritual, I would say, like a sort of like, you know, that you are, it's like, it's as if you are setting the mood for, or the intention for reading. um it takes, actually, like, this is like I mentioned, when you sage, especially in my case, that I don't just light up like incense sticks. I like sage with herbs. I have like this I don't know how to say it in English. Like these black things that light up in fire, that they are used in in barbecues, to cook the meat. Charcoal, is it? Charcoal? Well, I have those little discs that they set on fire. Charcoal, yeah. Um, and no, it's okay, it's spirit. I didn't, I started like that when I was younger also. I didn't have like a ritual. But then, yes, with the charcoal, I use a lot of herbs and a lot of resins that are expensive, actually, at least in my country. Some of them I do find them in, like rosemary. I do find them in someone's garden, and they give it to me. Uh, but some of the resins I do have to buy them, and the charcoals as well, because they are organic, so they cost money. Um, so that's why well, Palo Santo is also expensive. That's why I tell people that everything that a tarot reader does to, and any people that does a sort of like practicing, it takes a lot of money and time, and also a responsibility. That's why when sometimes I get off work and I feel like I'm so drained and tired in my energy, I prefer not to do readings, because I feel like I wouldn't be giving my best self for a reading. I would be like so into my own feelings because of the exhaustion, that I prefer not to read like that. And I do have also like clients in real life that they are still waiting for me to do a reading for them, because I sometimes I do not have the energy or the strength to do it. Um, that's why I come live, so somehow I can pull a few cards. I know that there are a lot of things going on in the K-pop scene, so I don't want to make you wait that long. I know it's not the same as, like a specific reading for a subject, but maybe like while we are talking, like pulling a few cards, it's a way of like not to keep you waiting until I upload something. But yes, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's not just. I didn't just bought a tarot deck to read on idols, guys. I've been a tarot reader for a while. I am a tarot reader in my real life, besides other responsibilities that I have. So, it's a calling, but also it's a job. So, when people disrespect your job or your efforts, it's like it's very like frustrating. It's frustrating because it's like it's like easy to judge someone's um, effort while you are on your PJs all day, or while you are in the other side of the world doing nothing and just typing, or I don't know, maybe don't have like the right priorities. So, I know in my case I'm putting the effort, and I know a lot of other tarot readers do it as well. Like I tell you, I know a lot of tarot readers that they do have a lot of good quality in the display of the readings and stuff. I do not have it yet, but I'm working on it. And so, I think that sometimes some people need to be like, learn to be respectful because you have to have sympathy for everyone, not just your favorite idols or your favorite people. You have to be a decent human to everyone, not just your favorites. Because then that's the same people that talk about loving yourself, respecting yourself. Like, yeah, you can love yourself, and this and this is why my title is called "Loving Yourself," because you can love yourself. I don't know if some people actually know what it means, because it takes a lot of years and a lot of maturity to learn to love yourself. It's not just to say it and you love yourself. It's a lot of work also on yourself. And it's not just about like, oh, I have to love myself. So to love myself, I have to like defend myself from others that think different, that like I do. Loving yourself is also like, yes, like making, like connecting with yourself and knowing who you are and what makes you unique and a value and precious person, but at the same time understanding that the others deserve to be loved as well. Like, because there are some people that take the message of love yourself in a very selfish way. Oh, like, I love myself, so if you don't think like me, you are the enemy, or you are a hater, or you are like somehow an obstacle to my happiness, or um, to my path of loving myself. And no, it is that you are being selfish. And sometimes learning to love yourself, to have self-esteem, is understanding that what the others do is the other person's experience. What you can do is to learn how that is going to affect you. Because if you get like triggered every time someone says something different to you, then that means that yourself is not well centered. That actually you are very very influenceable, that you are a bit unstable also. Because what if someone says something that you don't approve, you get triggered. So then you are not fully yourself. Because if you're triggered, there's something in you that is not fully healed. So that's why when people are so eager to comment or to fight back your opinion, is because somehow what you said triggers something in them, that it has to do more with their history than with you. So sometimes loving yourself is not just going through the world with this sort of like mask of superiority, of like, oh, I'm loving myself. No, you have to integrate that love. And if you love yourself, you have to be able also to share that love and respect with others, even if you don't agree with them. But if you are like expressing like negativity and always like rejecting other person's point of view just because it doesn't match your own, that means that actually maybe you are not a lover, maybe you are a hater. And that's something that you should like take into consideration and heal in yourself. That's why I say like it's not just having empathy for your favorites or for your your biases. Is also having like empathy for all the idols, and I think that we had talked about this, when some scandals happen to certain idols, some people always come up to be like, oh, my bias would never, or thank God my bias or my favorites don't do this or don't. And it's like, be a bit respectful, because life is a cycle, and we never know, like, if your favorite could go into, I don't know, a hiatus, or some kind of get involved in some kind of confusing situation. So we should be respectful to that artist and to their fandom, because it's their moment. No one wants their favorites to go through scandals or hiatus or accusations. So we should, like, keep those opinions to ourselves, because it's not for us to judge or compare. Oh, because my group is safe, so my group is controversy free. I am going to remind you that they are different, or that they are superior, or that they are in a better company. Like, it doesn't matter, because we all think that is and this is something that happens in real life. Like, when someone is going through some difficult times, we are always like, oh, that would never happen to me. But you never know. Life takes very mysterious turns, and we don't know. So we should always be respectful, because we don't know where life is going to lead us. Did you enjoy the BTS readings minus the weird people? Uh, yes, Bita. The BTS reading was great, actually. But the one that was very controversial, I don't think it's controversial, actually. But I think that, you know, I'm very straightforward when I say that I do not do shipping readings. But if I see in the cards sentiments of love and appreciation and admiration, or whatever you want to call it, like positive feelings, if I see feelings and thoughts and perceptions about the members, I'm going to say it. But from my perspective, that is that I don't see like romance, but I think that that's why I always invite people to leave, to not watch it if you're a shipper, because my rule is not to read from that perspective. My rule, I mean, that doesn't mean that I am the holder of the truth, but I am the owner of my channel, and I am the owner of my tarot deck, and I am the owner of my space. So I didn't deny it, nor ignored that there's like a connection. I didn't say that they hated each other, nothing like that sort, actually. But I think that and it's not about being open-minded. I am open-minded. I am open-minded. I know that attraction and feelings can happen between two people of different genders or sexes or whatever you want to call it these days. But I don't. I mean, I don't read it like that. I don't see it like that. So, you know, but I don't know. I guess I should get like, like a tarot deck that it's shipper based, so I can read it from their perspective. I should get cards that say soulmate, twin flame, bound to be together for life. I don't know. karmatic relationships. Yes, amazing and stressful to be an idol or fan. I saw a news that BTS is going to perform in Busan. Some people were not happy with their concert venue. Yes, it's like, and you know, it's like everything is like, it's not just these two, you know, that I think that it's also the others. So, you know, they would get upset anyways. I understand. Even when I do readings, I don't read with weird intentions already in my mind. I read it as it is, yes, and then you can interpret it as you want. But um, I just and I think that it's offensive also that when they say that I read for, like, I was able to read a member better than the other. You know, I read what the cards show me. And maybe if I expand my interpretation on one of the members involved better than the other, is because one is more open and the other is a bit more reserved in their energy. And this happens to people in real life as well. I read what their energies allow me to read. And I'm reading for public figures. So do you want me to go dig deeper? I don't know, do some kind of voodoo to go straight to his inner, I don't know, soul, astral projection, projecting myself to South Korea to read for a public figure. If the cards say that this is what I get from him, it's not that I'm been making favoritism for one or the other. It's just that their energies are different. One is more outgoing and is more straightforward about their energy in that moment that I'm reading, and the other one is a bit more secretive. And if I was an idol, I would be secretive as well because of the invasive people that are around. There are fans that buy tarot decks to read for their idols. So, and I don't know, I heard some crazy stories about other things that they do energetically for their idols. So, ethics, zero ethics, zero ethics. Yes, there are human emotions. They are very emotional people actually. This is why you don't get to see everything when you read for them because they are protected. Do you think I'm the only one that reads for them? That tries to think about their energy and connect with their energy? I think there are a lot of people, as we are speaking, that just the fact that you are mentioning them, you are like summoning their energy. So I just hope that these idols, or all the idols actually, everyone, has like a sort of a spiritual protection, or that they are very intuitive themselves to protect themselves. Because some people are like energetic vampires and they don't know how much they suck the energy of out of the idol's persona just by being obsessed with them. because that's a very strong, sometimes, yes, you can say like, oh, I love them so much. Yeah, but you're not measuring that kind of love. It's also like projecting a sort of like very heavy energy towards them. This is why some of them feel really like on the defensive and a bit anxious when they have to walk or go through an airport, because they know that among those very loving supporters there are some obsessed people, and that's why we have these songs. And if you ask them, they do this from a place of love, and they do this because they love them. So when you say you love someone or you admire someone, what energy are you protecting? Are you projecting towards that person? I wonder how idols are affecting energetic vibe. Yes, that's why whenever I pull cards for them, uh, I always pray and ask for the best interpretation that can come out at that moment. That's why I'm not a predictor. I'm not going to tell you that from here to 4 years they are going to get married and have 3 children each, because I don't do this. Like, I don't, because we have free will, so we can change our lives in any minute. My bias have three main shippings with separate. Sometimes rabbit followers. I watch the videos for the beautiful images and as entertainment only. After years, interested ones. So much energy and airports. Yes, the airport. It's creepy. It's creepy. The airport. Actually, I get anxious just watching like the sequence myself. I get anxious because I'm like, I cannot wait for them to, you know, pass the crowd, like, like to walk over to their car or their plane or wherever they are heading to, because I get anxious myself, with all the cameras moving, and the people that is shooting, like, and the people that is with the camera, that is recording with the camera that I am watching from their point of view. Some of them, there are some footage of some idols that look really happy in airports, but I'm relieved because they have security guards. Did you see the videos of Jackson's arrival in Thailand? Oh no, I didn't. Muffy. Was it crazy? It's just that Thailand doesn't have like a lot of people. I'm glad that Jenny is going ninja with her airport schedule. Yes, nobody knew that she was out of Korea today. Only they came to know. Yes. Yes. It's just that if you keep exposing them to these sort of stressful situations, in the future they may not be able to perform because of the anxiety attacks. Sometimes when you work with people, and I say this from my experience of working in customer service of different brands. When you work with people, you do have like a sort of teaching, a sort of lessons, like sort of lessons of etiquette, how to behave with people, and you have to follow them. But that your connection with people is what is going to guarantee a successful transaction or a successful relationship or a successful result for you when it comes to work. But at the same time, there are moments when you have difficult people, when you have to deal with difficult people, when you have to deal with being disrespected, with people not respecting your boundaries, with people being rude to you, even if you want to help them. People being rude, being negative, bringing all this negativity. Um, that somehow those experiences make you feel a bit like on the defensive when it comes to dealing with people. So even though you know that your job is to, for example, in the case of an idol, they know that their job is to entertain and also attract people. Um, but there are moments when you have like these obsessive people, when you have this weird energy, that sometimes you start feeling a bit like afraid of them, and also a bit like uncomfortable, and sometimes you are like dealing with people is making me feel very miserable, and I want to like um, evade myself, and I don't want to do this anymore. So I think that for artists, that's also like, yes, it's great to know that you have people that love you and support what you do. But when you have these encounters with crazy people, that's when you start to feel a bit like, like that you don't really know if this is what you want, like you have beautiful moments and encounters with people that love you, of course, that they are the ones that inspire you to keep doing your job. But then when once in a while when you have these very negative encounters with people, or you see the dark side of people and how they really are, how they really treat you, because some people are really rude, they somehow make you feel like less motivated to do their job. It's like you start to wonder if that's the right career or profession for you, because it affects you. It affects you, especially when you are trained somehow to always be polite, and to always give a good response, to try to understand the other side, to try to be present and to be a good listener, and to give them a pleasant experience. But some people don't want a pleasant experience. Some people want the impossible out of you. So it's tough. It's tough. It's not an easy job, and for me, idols or entertainers, they must go through the same thing. Sometimes, to be like, this what I really want. Is this what love is about? If you haven't, guys, you should watch Perfect Blue, the movie. That it's an anime. You should watch Perfect Blue, and you will actually understand what I'm talking about when it comes to how fame affects you. The whole airport inside out, so it's full of everything. Hi, Hilal. I remember when a fan jumped on the floating lift when Michael Jackson was performing. He kept singing and held onto the fan, but it was disturbing and dangerous. Oh, I don't know. I watched it on YouTube, actually. I found it on YouTube. But yeah, guys, and I think that, you know, it's not just the fame, but I think that fame is not for everyone. It's not for everyone. Even if you think that it's what you want to do, you will face situations that will challenge that belief, that if you really can endure it, the consequences of fame. And also probably not being famous enough. It's also another pressure. That is like, if I set boundaries between me and my public persona and what the fans want out of me, if they will consider this rude, they will probably get upset and they will start like, I don't know, like canceling me. There's that actually you have to be like, learn to put boundaries, but with a sort of sense of humor, so the fans don't get offended, because they can get offended as well. If for example, if an idol is like, no, I don't want you to call me your boyfriend, for example, or I want you to stop asking me to do cute things because I don't want to. It's a very delicate, like, situation, because it depends on how the fandom reacts. Some of them encourage idols to be more blunt like that, and some of them are like, oh, how come you are like this? If we, I don't know, if your existence is because you are famous because of us. Idol world is a little bit sad sometimes. They can experience simple human stuff. And it's also because I think that there's a lot of restriction when it comes to expressing how they really feel. You know, I think that they have a sort of such a high standards about how they should behave and what they should support or not support. And these standards are so high and at the same time are so invisible. Like, probably people are like, oh, but, like, they can be themselves, we will support them. Yeah, but there are people that actually don't support that, and probably those people are part of the company, that they somehow like are like reminding them that yes, you can be honest, yes, you can be wild, you can be like the mischievous one, the savage one, but don't remember your role. You are an idol. And the idol has different like responsibilities and different like loyalties and things that you have to like, there's a way of behavior. It's a lifestyle. There are some do's and there are some don'ts that, of course, that they are not going nowadays. The more experienced idols talk about the idol system, but I think that the idol system or the idol behavior is something that had been like instructor to everyone, boys and girls and females and males, but we don't know the whole like list of things that they have to incorporate in their persona. We know only of a few. I think it goes deeper than that. It's not just like, oh, don't smoke, the dating ban, don't curse or don't, say things like, it's not just about being polite. I think it goes deeper. It goes deeper. Also, remaining neutral about certain subjects, to not answer certain questions if you feel like you are being asked something that could potentially be misunderstood. So there's a lot of restriction in the way they have to be really careful with their body language and with what they say. Um, it must be really complex. Like Lino, his fans call him savage, but I think he gives all the sassy energy because he is protecting himself and putting up boundaries. Exactly. Because he's like, I'm not going to entertain you for free. Like, I'm this version of an idol, so I hope that you enjoyed it because this is what you're getting from me. Um, but yes, Scorpio idols are tough to. They are usually the savages of the group because yes, they can be attractive and seductive what they want to, but at the same time they're like, I'm not compromising my privacy or my inner world with you. Like you don't know me. Something like that. Like get used to the idea that you have no idea who am I and what I'm capable of. JB's been good about maintaining boundaries. He's been quite strict with fans on his lives. JB's a very private person. I wonder how he's doing after the dating news came out. There's been no official response from his side. Yes, I actually was thinking about doing a reading for him and his partner. I don't know how you feel about that, guys. I wanted to ask you. Do you want me to do a reading about them to see how they're doing? I don't know much about the girls, but about the girl, but I'm really excited for him. I'm really excited for him. I think that this is a great. This is what I wanted for him, actually. This is what I wanted for him. And I think that we all want this for all the idols, actually. But I think that it's great that it's happening, and he's a really nice guy. It's just that, like you mentioned, he is very private. He is a Capricorn with a moon in Scorpio. To those who say that he has a moon in Libra, like, I don't know what to tell you guys when you think that he has a moon in Libra. For me, he is a moon in Scorpio. So if he has it, I don't think he has it in Libra, to be honest. There's no way he has a moon in Libra. There's no way. Um, uh, if he would have a moon in Libra, probably it's in the 8th house, or he has a stellium in Scorpio because he has a lot of strong Scorpio energy. Yes, I'm loving Agase. I'm loving Agase. I'm standing Agase from the day one. Like, I'm so proud of that fandom. I'm so proud of that fandom. They went through so much. They went through so much. And the guys are still here for them. So I think that, this is the reason why, no one should, that's what I was saying before, like, no one should, like, make assumptions about what a group is going through, so, because they did rise up as a phoenix, thank God, but, not all the groups do it. But the love and appreciation for the group, the existence of the group and the members, it's something that for a fan, it's not easy to forget. They carry it very inside their hearts, so we should be respectful. Do you think Wan Chan have more moon in Libra or Scorpio? Eva, I already talked about this. For me, he is a full Libra. For me, he is a full Libra. He is a full Libra. I don't see. I know he has a Venus in Scorpio, but I don't see it. But this is the thing about Banchan. Is it Banchan? Yes, I always confuse him with Chanbin. Banchan. The thing with Banchan is that what I see of him is the leader side. I see the professional side of Banchan. I see him taking care of others. I see him like always trying to maintain peace and some kind of balance between the members' different personalities. He is very considerate, and he's also very funny, very, he's just a nice guy. But to be able to see a Scorpio influence in him, I would have to see a bit more of not darkness, but a deeper energy, deeper and mysterious, and I think that probably to be able to see, for example, his Venus in Mars, I would have to see him in real life, and something probably when he talks about what he wants in love or in a relationship, I would be able to pick a bit on his Scorpio influence. But honestly, when it comes to him being part of the group and him like dealing with groups activities and stray kids, I think he's very Libra. He's very Libra, he's very sociable, he knows a lot of people, he always celebrates other people's like projects, you know, so yeah, there's no way JB is a moon in Libra. There's no way. No way. I have the same energy, and I am um, a bit more like sunny or a bit more like positive than him. He beats me in that because he has so much Capricorn energy, and Capricorn and Scorpio together, like Saturn and Pluto, are very dark and intense and go straight to the point, you know, and he represents the excellence of that. In my case, it's very different because I have a lot of water placements besides a Scorpio. I have Pisces and I have Sagittarius. So I'm a bit of a bubbly kind of Capricorn. But in relationships, I tend to be very intense and very bossy. Um, but in general, he does remind me more of the Capricorn Scorpio placement than myself, actually, because he has a lot of Capricorn energy. I believe his Venus and Mars are in Capricorn. So he's a full Capricorn. In his essence, everything that he does, it's very, I mean, everything, his body language, how assertive he is, how dominant he is, how structured he is. Um, I'm sure that guy is a workaholic. For example, I love to work, but I love to work to be a better version of myself. And I always need to change. I always need to be moving. You know, I don't want to be classified like this or that. I don't want to be called like hardworking. No, I want to expand my options. I'm not that unflexible. But in the case of JB, he's very like to the goal always. You know, he is very Capricorn, and with the moon in Scorpio, it's where you see his sort of hermetism, that there are some parts of him that he will not let you in unless you are very, very close to him. You know, he is like, you don't know me. And he also has the ability, like we all Moon Scorpio have, the ability to transform yourself. We can go through periods of feeling very depressed or feeling like very low in energy, but then one day we wake up and we are over it. Just like that. That's the power of Scorpio right there. Got 7 fires are grown, we got bills to pay, we don't got time to eat. Oh my God, yes, I love it. Yes, the bills to pay part is very real. Mm-hmm, yeah. A few hours ago, Pure D had to make an announcement about fake accounts pretending to be her and DMing. Oh my God, again? Wow. But oh well, let's stay positive. Let's not, you know, like I said, this is part of being famous. They have to also be like, it's okay that she put an announcement, you know, to somehow like not remain passive about certain things. It's okay. Let's give them their space to solve this. Of course, that these things are going to happen because of social media. Do you think Stray Kids will live all together in the future, or will I feel that they were happier when they lived together? I don't know what to tell you about that. I think that because being happy, it's something that we don't know what their perception of happiness is. In the sense that maybe for fun it's like, oh, they should all live together, but sometimes living all of them together creates tension. Like, would you live with your coworker all day, 24/7? Like, there are some things that I think that we shouldn't speculate, like whether they live. I mean, they are grown people. They are not like, like children on a boarding school, like sometimes they do need their space, and that space is not threatening their group dynamic. Sometimes you don't need to be 24/7 stuck with someone to actually be close to that person. So I don't think that wherever they live is going to affect. Yeah, it's just that, there are grown people. They all have um, they all have their costumes, their routines. They're very different. And it's not that because they don't live in the same space, they don't see each other. I mean, they work together. But sometimes while you are growing up and you are in your 20s, you do need a space for yourself. Like, then, people living in the same space is not like representative of brotherhood, actually. JB cried so much unexpectedly in his fancom and had to end quickly because he wouldn't talk too much, and then hurry up to the stage saying this is too embarrassing. It's just that, yes, for us, Capricorn, it's very embarrassing, honestly, to cry in public. We try to hold it in as much as we can to be professional and to not have those moments. But yes, we are very emotional as well. This is something that you all have to remember, that yes, Capricorn is a tough energy. We look like we have everything under control, but we are very emotional. We are very emotional like everyone. We are crybabies like everyone, like all the water signs together. We do have our emotions as well. And we do have our moments, especially, what moves us the most? When we feel loved, when we feel accepted, when we feel like we've done a good job, when someone tells us that we've done a good job. That's what moves us. And it's not about, oh, you done well, you sold this amount of money, or you sold this amount of copies of something. It's more about you done well. Your efforts paid off. That's something that really moved us. And also like, people being there for us, people showing up, people being there for us even after all the years passed, the consistency, the loyalty. That's what moves us and actually makes us want to cry. So probably for him to see people, to see fans, it's something that, you can be the toughest person, but it moves you. Their energy moves you because you can feel it. And it's overwhelming, yes. So for him, that probably he must have felt at some point in his career that he wasn't good enough. For him it must have been like, like being showered with so much love, so much presence, the presence of the people that love you, especially when you feel so lonely sometimes. Banchan once told fans his birth time and it was Gemini rising. Yes, possibly. Yes, I could see a lot of. That's why I say that I sense a lot of air energy in him. That's why for me he's has a lot of Libra, and it could make sense that he has the Gemini rising because he's a great communicator and he's always like networking. He's always considering others. He's always like talking about others. It's not that he just focuses on himself or what the group does and that's it. That he could do it actually, but no, he's very welcoming. He's always expressing himself. He has a dance room that it's very interesting to watch. I love to watch his reactions. He's so open to others' perspective, and I'm like, he's a great communicator. He's a great communicator. He's always changing at the same time. He's always changing. He's always on the move. He's always willing to adapt to whatever concept comes. And I never see him like, slowing down or his energy being a bit like, like down or that's why I say that if he would have like a Scorpio placements, you would be able to see a bit of, like I mentioned before, not darkness, but a bit of intense and dense energy. Like a bit like, sometimes a Scorpio, you can definitely tell when someone has like a Scorpio energy because there are some moments where they, especially when they speak or in their body language, they seem very intense, in the sense that probably when they talk about something, there's a sort of fixation, there's a sort of fixation in them. So yeah, but um, even if it was seven, that's what made JB cry so much. He was singing his upcoming single about consoling a friend who felt alone, and he felt as if the song was consoling himself. Yes, because probably he talks about that friend, but probably it's something that it has to do with him as well. That it has to do with his own history. Like I don't recall that much about JB, but I believe he's an only child, isn't he? I think that's one of the other coincidences that I have with him. I believe he is. I don't remember. Maybe if you guys can let me know if that's true or not. Um, yeah, yeah, because there's a sense of, because we Capricorn, we tend to look a bit like lonely, but I think that um, yeah, I think that there's a sense of when you're an only child. I don't know, guys, if some of you are, but from my experience, there's a sense of really feeling really comfortable with being an only child and being by yourself, like because you have all the attention, so it's a plus. But there are moments when you actually feel so used to being alone that actually there's like somehow it's hard for you to push yourself to social situations, because you are so comfortable with being yourself. So somehow talking about yourself is, I mean, in my case, I love to talk about myself because I think that the time that I spent alone all my life allowed me to know myself that well. But there are some people that are only a child that they really suffer. that they feel really lonely, or that they probably become very antisocial, or they have like this. In my case, I am actually very social to be an only child, but I do need my alone time. You know, it's like I can socialize with people, but eventually I need to go back to my place and being by myself and being with my things and being with my own self. I need that moment. I cannot be all the time surrounded by people. So I always think about the, the only child idols that they have to somehow be put in a group and having to like live with them 24/7, and to all, I mean, like I think I would be the one that I would need time to be by myself, because it would get a bit like triggering. Like I would be like, I want to be by myself, to be able to be in silence and to be like reading a book by myself or something like that. I believe JB had a rough childhood. Yeah, yeah. There's a bit of melancholy in him. I don't know if melancholy or melancholia. I don't know if it's how is the right. Um, but I sense that I actually like, I believe that one of the first readings that I did for JB, I saw that last year, I believe last year it was last year or the year before when I started the channel. JB reading was one of, in that moment, the energy that I was feeling through the cards was very dark, very low. And like I tell you, idols do have lows and highs and lows in energy, and this doesn't mean that they are suffering. It means that they feel, that they go through things, or that they went through things in their lives, in their personal lives, in their family history, that marked them. And that somehow is not, when I pick up that energy and I interpret that energy, it's not for you to be like, oh, but he looked so happy on stage, because you're only seeing a side of him. You're not seeing his history as a human. Like sometimes, and this is why when I remind people, sometimes you don't need to know everything about your idol. And sometimes they do keep things to themselves. So, when I read for them, sometimes those things come up, and it doesn't make sense for me either. Because sometimes I do know a bit about the idol that I'm reading. So when I pick up some, energies that are a bit like um, confusing, in the sense that probably it doesn't make sense with what they are going through. For example, if they are going through something successful and suddenly all the cards talk about, I don't know, feeling apathic or feeling sad or not feeling like you are enjoying yourself. It may be because they are going through something that we don't know about. Yeah, yeah, probably they do. Yeah, they do go through that, because some of them are very deep, are very um, like, they have a strong energy. So of course that I will have to do a very detailed reading to actually see what's going on. But since I don't pull that much cards for them, because I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's necessary to do a full spread, to use all the cards of the deck to keep digging, because you cannot dig that much. Sometimes the tarot also has its limits, in the sense of how much energy you can interpret, because you cannot, for example, you cannot get insistent on a question, on a matter, or on a person. There I have clients that, for example, especially when they are in a relationship or when they like someone, for example, they start asking me, okay, like, I want to know how does this person feel for me. Okay, I pull a few cards, and probably I don't see feelings, probably I see perceptions or thoughts, but I don't see like an emotional like response. And then when I try to interpret that, then they give me like a second question, like, okay, how does this person see me? So it's like, the first question probably like covered that, but it's like, okay, I want to know, okay, he doesn't have feelings, okay, or she doesn't have feelings, I want to see how they see me. So it's perception anyways, and probably this happens with people that just met someone, that the feelings, it's not that they don't have feelings or that they don't like you, it's just that, like I always tell you guys, let idols live, or let that relationship or bond develop. It's not that sometimes the cards can like tell you, oh, maybe there's energy available for this bond to expand. But you cannot keep asking the tarot every second or every week, how does this person feel about me? Because actually you need to live in the moment. You need to live and experience this bond in presence. Hello, Rin. How are you? Oh, okay. Okay, guys. Let's move on to the questions because I have a busy day today. It's my day off, but I have a lot of work to do with my other readings. So I'm going to start taking requests for today's readings. It's going to be for idols. So um, let's try to ask for different idols than last week. SF9 Wiyong. Okay. Yes, because we're always like pulling cards for the same people, so we should like invite others as well. For example, SF9, I believe I pull cards for. I don't know if I done a reading for him. Okay, twice Young. Yeah, I will do the fuller reading later. But for him and the girl, I have to check out her um, her name. Espa Giselle. But I can pull the card for JB to see how he's doing now. Then I will do a reading for both. Blackpink comeback. I done a reading for Jessie. Thank you, Dio. Dio or yes. I can pull a card for Sai. I think I pulled a card for Sai already. Okay, guys, one last question because I already have 6 here. I will take one less. No, we can pull a card for Felix. Yes, it's been a while. You're right about that. We always talk about Lino, Banchan, and Chambin, but never pull a card for Felix. Okay, I'm going to start, guys. I'm going to pull 2 cards. Yes, next week I'm going to talk about, yeah, please, for Ian. Yes, save that question, Samara, please. Our Magne. Yeah, sure, Mafi. It's just that some ask me to read for, but I have so many idols on pendant as well that if I start with actors, and especially they want like to know this actor with this actress or this actress with this actress, and I'm like, come on, like. You know what I'm excited to watch? Actually, I don't know if we talked about this. It's about the new in the soup of the Buga squad, BTS Tae and his friends, the actors. I'm so excited to watch this. I'm going to get Disney Plus just to watch them. I'm sure it's going to be hilarious. Yeah, people never want to just know about a specific actor. Yes, yes, yes. And it's, I sometimes I think that it's there's something about actors, and I don't know if maybe it's because they always change their lead partner, like for example in this, I don't know, in the last K drama, they were paired up with this actress or other actor. So they change, if they appear on another K drama. So there's no loyalty. And for me, it's like, I feel like it's a waste of energy because you are reading about two people that work together that, yes, they have to look like they are in love or interested in each other because it's their role. Um, so it's like they want to know about this, and then after the series is over, then that reading is left in the dungeon of the memories of readings being asked about something that was so instantly over then. And then they're like, oh, but now I want to know about this actor and this new female lead. And it's like, like, it's going to be a reading that I prefer to read for them individually to see how they're doing as people. Oh, yes. Yeah, me neither. No, no. And also, there's something about actors that I catch so much in the readings is that they are so worried their about staying in the business, staying relevant. They have so much pressure. Is what I get is this sort of like that. For example, they are right now very famous because they are in this, I don't know, this very, very famous series. But they are already thinking about a new possible script or possible project. So they are always thinking ahead. So maybe for you, you are like, oh, I want to know about this actor because he's so successful right now. And in the reading, I get a lot of anxiety for the future plans. So maybe that actor is not enjoying that much, or is not seeing that much of a progress, or actually that much of like the results of their fame in that series, because they are thinking about a next project. So they're always trying to think ahead. So their energies are a bit off, sometimes. Yes, it's very fickle. Uh-huh, yes. Yes, this is why when they want to ask for something like romantic feelings with someone, actually, especially from the perspective of a male actor, when they are like, oh, I want to know how he feels about this female lead, he actually is not seeing her. He's thinking about his own, how to be more successful, you know. He's not like actually even, sometimes I don't even see like attraction. I see like a more like a materialistic sort of like a professional view. Like, yes, I want to, if this scene is sexy, yes, my goal is to make it sexier, to make it more real, but I'm not feeling. I am using a technique to make it look real. And actually, it's their job. It's not that that is wrong, but I don't like, if you ask me how he feels about this, his female lead, he feels happy because he's getting the job done. But it's part of a technique. I don't know if I'm making sense here, but I hope I do. Yes. Yes, actors do look awkward and anxious. Exactly, Vita. Because when they appear in award show ceremonies, they are appearing as the person. They are not appearing as the character that they played. So once they are done playing that, they are out of that role. They are actually showing who they really are. For example, if they are MCs, or if they are like the presenters of an award, or if they have to give a sort of a speech, they are just standing there like regular people. You know, it's not the same for idols, or singers or performers, because the performance knows that yes, eventually they can go and having to give a speech, but they are in their element, because in award shows their performances and what they are good at, it's been celebrated, and they will probably will, when they are on stage, they will have to be on their performer persona, or in their entertainer persona. So they feel really comfortable, being being in the red carpet, showing themselves with their skills and being praised by their skills. But when you take an actor to a sort of like music show to present, or they look really awkward, because they are like they're being themselves, because they already left behind the character. They are there to show up and have fun and enjoy the evening. So you see the plain person actually. By the way, did you hear that Chae is on discussion to debut in Hollywood movie K-pop Lost in America? Oh, probably. Mm. Yes, and the actors that get together is very rare. Yeah, it's very rare. It's very rare. Like Hyunbin and Jaejin are extremely rare case. Yes, yes. Yes. It's just that I think that probably it has to do because both of them are very mature. Like they are in this sort of um, stage in their life where they had accomplished a lot of their goals individually. You know, for example, in the case, I would love to read for these two, um, because Human and Jejin, they both. I mean, Jejin is a Capricorn. She is a Capricorn. With the moon in Leo, she is a Capricorn, and he is yes, and Hyunbin is a Libra, but his moon is also in Capricorn. So when you have two actors that they have Capricorn energy, of course that there's a good understanding there of each other's individuals' goals. So probably they had been like friends or they had been like something in the air, but I wouldn't be shocked if they had a sort of like agreement of like, okay, I don't want to like I consider you to be stable enough to be my partner. Like you could be a good match for me, but I want to accomplish a few things before settling down. So I think that it wouldn't surprise me if these two actually waited each other. Like probably if they, I don't know how long they had been knowing each other, like probably they had been friends, but probably they were like, okay, this is not the perfect timing because right now, like my mind is on certain goals that I want to achieve for myself, both of them. I see them both like very strategic and also very professional, very focused on achieving things, you know, and not just being the actor or the actress that is famous for being in a relationship with so and so. You know, I think that for them, probably they were like, okay, I want to be good at my job. I want to be stable in my profession. I want to be like proud of my achievements. And if later on in life we meet again or we coincide again and we are in a good place, um, individually, I would like to get to know you better, or I would like to take this relationship to the next level. I don't know why I feel like there's a lot of like um, a structure in that, like, you know, like, and it's a very strong bond actually. I believe that me as a Capricorn, I would love to have met a guy like that that could understand that actually like I am working on myself and what I want to, and I don't want to be distracted by a relationship. And it's not because I do not care about that person. It's just that I want to be the best version of myself and then eventually settling down with someone that is on the same page as me, someone very responsible as me. That movie sounds cheesy and I'm never already. Actors can be entertaining too. Yes, I love actors. Yes, they are so funny. I love them, but they seem out of their element sometimes. Yes. Mhm. Yeah, I know. I know, Vita. Um, but I like those two. I like those two. I think they were so smart. They are so smart. Like, you know, and I'm really excited for her as a Capricorn female fellow because, you know, we Capricorn female, and this is from my own experience and having also conversations with female Capricorns, older than me or the same age as me. We have always this sort of pattern of dating people that we date because they pursue us or they want they are interested in us, and they are like they pursue us with a lot of intention and also with a lot of stubbornness. So we end up giving in, like, oh yes, like I should like date this person because he seems to like me. um, so, and then eventually, yes, we are really comfortable, we are really excited, we are like, okay, this is my partner. But eventually, we start to notice that that person requires a lot of us. Probably that person is not that stable, or somehow there are some personality traits that they show that they probably are not that mature, or that they need from our support, and they need us to somehow give a sort of a structure in their lives. They need us, somehow we end up being like sort of like the mother of our partners. And this is actually, a lot of females go through this. This is not Capricorn only circumstances. But for us to actually like be in a relationship with a guy that it's as goal orientated, as um, someone that is very like organized with their methods, someone that is very responsible, it's very hard for us to actually find that kind of guy, because actually those kinds of guys also end up attracting females that need to be saved, or females that are a bit more sensitive, or females that are also a bit more childish, that are a bit more immature, that are emotional. So somehow they also like somehow get distracted by, the more emotional kind of female. Um, and sometimes those guys are not available for us. So if I see a Capricorn female like finally getting together with a guy that is very similar to her, very driven, very responsible, very serious about their methods, I'm like, good, good, good. That's a very nice combo. Very drama-free combo. Okay, guys. A couple in my old group were at first instructed not to speak, so they had space to develop their image and personalities, which we love. That was freedom from a scripted role. Hi, Mariana. I don't remember. I don't. I don't understand. Hope that. I don't know if I'm not reading it well. I want to understand it, but I don't. um, a couple. I'm going to. A couple in my old group, Shiny, were at first instructed not to speak. Okay, not to speak. So they had space to develop their images and personalities, which we now love. That was freedom from a more scripted role. So you mean not to speak like in interviews and in variety shows? So there would be like a sort of like, so the audience would get to guess their personalities like in a more like intuitive form. Mino was in an interview and said early on he was told not to speak on variety shows. Key too. Oh. Because maybe they wanted them specifically to be like the mysterious ones of the group. Ah, yes, yes, I understand. Yes, to be some kind of part of the decor. It just be beautiful. Yeah, they usually do that with the visuals. Yes, I noticed that. And when they I noticed that a lot in some groups. And then when, for example, in their blogs or stuff, when they actually talk or express their opinions, um, they are edited in a way that it makes them look like their opinion was a bit like out of nowhere, like as if they didn't have opinions of their own, and it's weird because actually these are very intelligent people. It's just that they never have like the proper, usually that when there are a few members that are more expressive and talkative, and then there are others that, but yes, they could potentially like be like, oh yeah, just sit there and look pretty. The magnet could be ditzy and sweet. The leader had to talk all the time. Oh, yes. Yeah, I recognize that pattern. I recognize that pattern, Hope. The leader always talks, and it seems like they are like, like very wise. Like they have this very, yes. Yes, this Messiah basically telling them. Ren was supposed to be beautiful and mysterious, but as his real self, Choi Mingi, he's outgoing and so funny. Yeah. Poor Purki said he used to come in fifth place, fifth member group. So that inspired him to find his niche, and he's just fashion. And as for the leader, still, Onu can still sit back and make himself. Yeah, that's one of the things that I probably I also see a pattern in there, that there's always like the member that is interested in fashion, or that it's called fashionable. Like, and I'm like, or into fashion, they say, or is artistic, like into art. And I'm like, but isn't that like in every group, the artistic member, or the one that is into fashion? Like that's, I think that, when you mention the niche, I think that they give them so many, so reduced options that, and then you have maybe like other groups that come after that, they follow the same system, or for example, that usually the magne, especially the first generation magnets, they have to be the strong ones, and the ace, the golden child, like they have to be good at everything, especially sports. And I'm like, aren't they? There's always like, oh, because he is the strongest one. And I imagine the pressure, of being always like the good as the one that is good at sports, or the one that has like the muscles, and it's like, but he's much more than that, you know. Or for example, the one that reads books, like that the guy that is into fashion, he can also love to read books, like, or I don't know, the guy that is like the strongest, he can also love to read books. So yeah, those things are a bit like predictable. Yeah, he's really sweet. Hi Laura, how are you? Okay guys, I'm going to start with the questions because I have to go really soon. Okay. Oh, I'm glad. Let's start with SF9 Wuyang. Let's start with SF9, William. Okay, he got Six of Wands, the the Queen of Cups. So I remember his moon is in a water sign. I believe he's a Taurus with the moon in Pisces. I remember his energy. And this is very meaningful, actually. Does anyone know if he is like working on a K drama, or if he's currently working on a K drama? Because I see a lot of success when it comes to artistic expression, and probably also him feeling very emotional this in this era, and also being a sort of master of his own energy, him connecting, with the possibility of using his intuition, everything. He's a very emotional guy, a very artistic guy. He's much more than an idol. He probably is someone that he's really good at creating things, like ideas, like there's a lot of potential in him. He probably is like has like very lucid dreams, and he remembers them and writes them down for inspiration. Like he is very abundant. He's very abundant. Mm, yes, there's a lot of achievements for him. He's going to feel victorious for a lot of things, a lot of things. And actually, this could also represent, because, this is a queen. I think that this represents his energy, because actually he's very feminine. There's something, he's a Taurus, his moon is in Pisces, so there's a lot of feminine energy in him. But also, like he could also potentially like, or either have like a collaboration with a very influential female, probably a water sign, or this could be like, like also starting a drama, and that he has like a female lead, that it's a water sign, that he's going to be like this very powerful couple. Of course, not in real life couple, but a powerful like working force, like together, both of them in the roles, being very popular, and actually being very like, he's going to collect a lot of recognition for his work. So, this could also be like a female like interested in hiring him for some new project, but there's a lot of abundance for him. There's a lot of possibilities coming his way. So it's going to be this month is going to be very successful for him. He's going to feel very like, like, oh, like, like a king, like everyone cheering for him, like very loved and recognized. So probably he's preparing for some kind of role, or he's writing something that is going to be very successful. I think that it goes beyond the group. I don't think it has to do with the group. It has to do with his individual activities. There's a lot of potential, that guy. He has a lot of potential. Okay, twice Chayon. Twice Chayon. A lot of cups. He does have, yes. Okay, naked people here. Okay, guys, I'm going to show you like this. The Judgment card and the Knight of Cups. So, this is also a female that is feeling emotional. I think she's also a Taurus, but I don't remember her moon sign. I believe her moon sign is in Leo. I think that she's also one of the Twice members that has a Leo moon. Next to Sana and the other one that I read. the other Virgo. The triada of the earth signs in twice. um, but I think that she is, the judgment card, it's about, and I think that this card has come out for twice members and twice situation. They are reviewing a lot of things. The judgment is a card that it's like a wake up call. It's like inviting you to enter a new stage in your life where things are going to be judged, where everything that you had worked for in the past years is going to have like um, a result. There's going to be a sort of like judgment of everything, and not judgment in the sense of like, oh, people judging you. It's more like counting your efforts and like being like, okay, this is the result of your past experiences, and you have to face this. This is the consequences. So with the Knight of Cups, she's definitely welcoming this new era. She's definitely welcoming this new era. She's feeling a bit emotional, but she's like, okay, I'm ready for this call. And probably she does. Anyone know if she's in a relationship? Because this Knight of Cups can also represent, if she's in a relationship, like somehow like entering like a new phase in a relationship. If she is in a committed relationship, probably her partner is asking her to or either move in together or getting married. It could be like, like a romantic proposition to actually make the bond stronger and more stable. I think that she's feeling very loved. I think that there's something about, because I don't see much about career. I think that when it comes to her personal life, she is like moving on to a lot of stability. And actually, she's very prosperous in relationships. I think that either she has a great partner that supports her and loves her for who she is, or her family and the people around her are very like loving towards her. I think that she's going to like experience an era where everything is going to be very successful for her. So yes, it's going to be great. It's going to be great for her. I think that I don't see much about career. I think that it has to do with yeah, she's really happy in her personal life. And I think that somehow she's really focused. She's really happy and content with her personal life. I'm not saying that she's not focusing on her career, but it seems that probably for her, it's happiness represents to be able to be with the people that you love. I think that that's where her heart is in her personal matters. And actually, the judgment is more about coming to the realization that it took a while for her to be able to say yes to love again. And probably she's in a very good stage right now when it comes to her personal relationships. And she's feeling very fulfilled and she's feeling very thankful to that. And probably for her to actually be like in a good relationship, or actually I don't know, maybe getting married and having family of her own, is something that is her perception of being successful, in life. Probably I don't see much cards of work. I see, like, yes, if she has to work, she does it, but I think that her goal or what she's achieving right now has to do more with her personal life. Okay, Espa, she said, I'm cold. I'm cold with my hands. Sorry, guys. Espa, she got King of Wands, Ten of Wands. A lot of pressure on this girl. A lot of pressure. Especially there's like authority, like pressuring her to probably um, being being better, or like somehow it's her perception, that that there's like a strong figures. Yeah, it's really cold. Yes, yes, Mariana, it's like 5 degrees here. Yes. um there's there's like a sense, there's someone, there's like, I don't think it's a person. I don't think that it's like, oh, a CEO, or I think that it's society in general, or maybe the male gaze on her. Like somehow they are very like a powerful group, or someone that is like always making her feel like she has to like endure exhaustion or endure pressure, like always adding more responsibilities to her, or being like, okay, you have to, she's carrying like a lot of weight on her shoulders that actually doesn't have anything to do with her, but probably she feels like that. She feels pressured. She feels judged by someone. So I don't know if maybe someone gave her like some kind of feedback and were like, oh, we expected more of you, or we want to see, I don't know, other results coming from you, because I don't know, you can do better, or you can do much more. And she actually feels a bit like frustrated, because there's a lot of fire elements. She got two cards that represent wands. So it's all about putting the body, putting the body, like holding on, like keep going, even though you're really tired. And I think that it also has to do with pride. Probably she's a very pride person. Like something had been said to her, or she read something that somehow adds a bit of pressure to her role. She feels responsible for everything. It's like she probably she's too harsh on herself. This is why I don't want to say like, like this is someone pushing her. I think that it's also her perception of having to defend herself from something that probably it's it's in her imaginary, but it also we have to make it like to acknowledge that probably she had been under pressure for a while, and that no one actually took the time to relieve release her from these burdens, to be able to have a proper talk with her and be like, okay, like this that you're carrying is, you don't need to carry this, you don't need to push yourself to the extremes, it's okay, you can let go of control. She's been the punching bag of K-pop fans. They always insult her, creating unfound rumors like he. Ah, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. So they act like she doesn't deserve to debut, even though she's mega talented. And yes, this could also be like you said. This could also represent Lizuman, in a sense that, there's like this burden of being related to him. Like somehow she wants to stay her ground. She wants to feel like she deserves what she has, and somehow she feels like she's carrying something in her back, that actually doesn't have to do with this, because um, it's as if someone was stepping on her back all the time, reminding her of something, and she cannot relax. This is what it's so like, that I think that people should like take time and talk to her about this, that she should relax a bit, that everything is going to be okay, that yes, people have their opinions and they can say whatever, but that she can, remove a bit of her burdens, because actually she's a very tough girl. This is what I want to say. She got two cards of wands. There's no suffering here. Actually, she's like putting up with the pressure. But there's this sense of like maybe she should review why she's carrying things that she's having trouble letting go of something, and she has to let go, to make her experience more, positive, because actually she's doing really well. She's a very passionate young girl, but not younger, young lady, but probably she feels attack on her self-esteem, on her self-value. She's a very proud girl, actually. She has a lot of inner fire, so probably sometimes she gets frustrated with herself. Like, oh, why can't I, like, feel a bit lighter or feel a bit more happy with myself? And it's because she's carrying other people's opinions or other people's um, it's like she's moving on, because she doesn't stop. This girl doesn't stop to complain. No, she's moving on, but she's stuck with the comments or with everything in her. They could be the source of the pressure. Her position in the group, be the only rapper in a group of vocalists makes you stand out, and sometimes in the worst way. Yeah, yeah. But she's a tough girl. She's a tough girl. I definitely believe in her potential. I'm really cold here, guys. Yeah, she's very strong. She's very strong. It's just that she is she feels a lot of pressure. It's like she cannot let go of things that happened in the past, or probably she's like also like on the defensive, because probably she's worried that this will happen again or something. She's like, she's like this person that always tries to remain busy, or to be seen that she's busy or that she's working, so you cannot judge her. So she feels the pressure to always be active, so to always be doing something, or to always be doing something right, to always be busy, always focused, always ready, because she doesn't want to give the haters the possibility to say, oh, look, she's lazy, or oh, look, she's complaining, or oh, look, she's looking annoyed, or oh, look, she's looking like she has feelings. Like she doesn't want to get more backlash or criticized. Okay, let's move on to JB. Anyways, I'm going to do an individual, not individual, I'm going to do a reading for him and his partner. So, if some of you guys, if I don't want you to go creepy and stalking the girl, but if some of you happen to know when her birthday is or what sign she is, I would appreciate the information. But please don't go like harass the poor girl to find it out. But if you do happen to know what sign she is or her name, because I don't know, it would add to my interpretation. But just if you know it, if you don't know, it's okay. We can call her like we know, or I can work with the information that I have. Okay, JB, again, Queen of Cups. Is she a water sign? Oh, wow, Buffy, you're fast. Oh, we can pull a bird. I don't know why, but this could represent him also. He got two cards of cups. He has Queen of Cups, Four of Cups. So she's definitely a sort of muse for him. She's definitely a sort of muse for him. There's a lot of emotions here. But at the same time, this is the apathy card. This is the card of, I don't know how to feel about this. Probably this is his emotional response to the news being exposed that he's dating someone. He probably is like, he feels, oh yeah, no, Bita, but I was talking about JB's girlfriend. He probably is thinking that he doesn't want things to get spoiled, because probably he's taking it slow emotionally. Definitely he feels something. He adores her. Look, she came up in the reading, and she definitely has. For me, even though I read there the birth date that Mafi shared with me. She is a Leo if was born in August. But there's something about her that is very emotional as well and very transformative. So I think that for him, she represents this water, this emotion, this possibility to feel. But he's still figuring out, what does he feel. He probably goes through swing of emotions, and also like, one moment he feels a lot for her, and there's moments where he feels a bit confused or empty or apathic. So, and I think that this doesn't have to do with her and her influence, because she's definitely like magical. She's a good influence for him, but probably there's something about the way he processes feelings that it's a bit unstable. So if I know someone talked about JB being a bit on the depressive side, or having dealt with depression or anxiety, and probably, this Four of Cups, it's about that. It's about that part of him that whenever he's in an emotional situation, he sometimes wants to run away, or wants to evade himself and not to talk about how he feels, or actually like being very emotional one day, and then the other day being very reserved, cold, detached. And like I mentioned, this doesn't have to do with her. It has to do with the way it seems like whenever he starts to feel something, he feels vulnerable. So he sometimes wants to escape, or he doesn't want to show that he's that vulnerable. Or he probably is afraid that if if she's able to see how sensitive he is inside, or his insecurities, that she will leave him. So he is a bit like resistant, but he definitely sees her like this ray of light, or as if this muse that actually she's very understanding. I'm talking about JB, God 7 JB. And also, we have to take into consideration, since we are talking about him and how he's feeling right now, probably he's a bit conflicted about the news coming out. He is a moon in Scorpio, so for him it would have been better if people didn't know about this. And it's not because he knows his fans. He knows that he doesn't want to lie to people, but probably since, I don't know, does anyone know how long they had been in a relationship, or how long they know each other? Because it seems like he's still in the part where he's like figuring out how to feel about this. There are feelings, definitely. There are, definitely, because we have two cards of cups. But there's also like, yes, no, like, I don't know. Oh, 9 months. Mm, yeah, and you know why? Because it for me she is the way he's showing me this. He's seeing her like this very generous person, like this very open person, like this person that if you want to talk to her, if he wants to reach out to her to talk about things or to ask her for advice on something, she's always available. She's emotionally available. And probably she also had been in other relationships, so she knows. She has like emotional intelligence. She's very intelligent emotionally. So probably that's what makes him feel a bit insecure. Like, am I able to give her what she is giving me back? So, but I'm going to expand this on my reading on them. But probably he's a bit, I would be too, honestly. He is a bit affected by people knowing. He probably wanted to keep this a secret. And because the entertainment, the industry, how sometimes it ruins relationships, and he probably is worried about that. He's a bit disappointed at that. Okay, Blackpink comeback. Blackpink comeback. Knight of Swords, Eight of Swords. This like this. A lot of swords, a lot of ideas coming, going. Um, I believe these cards came up on the reading that I did for them, like on my channel. I think that the Knight of Swords came out as well. So, is this confirmed? Is the comeback confirmed? Because definitely there's a lot of ideas, a lot of conversation, a lot of there's like a creative process on the way, but there's also a lot of discussions, a lot of words being said, a lot of papers going around, a lot of networking, a lot of communication. Um, I don't know. I see the girls really like with this Knight of Swords energy, like really like they really also have a lot of things to say. Um but they really want to set themselves free from something. So probably like I mentioned in the other readings when we read for Blackpink, they want some intellectual freedom. Probably they are setting their conditions. This is why I sense that the girls are coming with the swords like this. With all the swords, they are coming with the papers. They have everything written down. They are like, okay, we want this and this and this. We want to set ourselves free from all concepts. Like, please, if you're going to keep us like this, we are not having this again. So, there are a lot of discussions. There are a lot of things said here and there. Like, I think that the energy is moving, but it is still in the intellectual side. I don't see like actions. I see a lot of like, but the girls are strong. The girls are energetic. The girls are very opinionated. But they have their conditions. They have their conditions and they want to be heard. Yeah. Yeah, they are like the girl, they start with the Knight of Swords. So definitely they are like speaking up their truths. They are like, okay, let's talk about this because we need to say a few things and you need to listen to us. Like, this is not like, okay, we go and you have everything ready for us. No, we want to get involved. We want to set ourselves free for certain things that had happened in the past. Like, no, we want to be free. Yeah, I hope so. I poor Teddy. Poor Teddy. Like, I don't know the guy, but just Let's not speculate, guys. Like, but they definitely are not passive. They are not passive. They are like, I already said this in my readings for Blackpink. This year, this instant of the instance in this career, the girls are very fast. Like when it comes to responses, they are like communicating their needs. They are like, we want this and this and this, and they are showing how intelligent they are. They are very on the intellectual side. They are not. I mean, they never were actually silent or quiet people. They actually, but now they are like, you better listen to us. They are like, you know. Okay, Psy. Let's pull some cards for Psy. Psy. Ha, like the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. Another one that probably he has a Queen of Pentacles in his life as well. Does anyone know if Psy is married? Because I don't know why it brings me about a romance or something like that. I don't know. Probably he's married. I think that he should be married. No, not should be married. Like, he's married. Okay. Yeah, because I see him like very established, you know, not to say that because of his age and everything that he should be in a relationship, but I think that I sense that he's someone that he has his personal matters well arranged, and he has his professional persona developed from other side, you know, like two separate things, very ordered, and they do not mix, you know, like very, very intelligent in that sense, very strategic. Yeah. Like, I don't see him like being needy or, you know, looking at females with another intentions. No, he's very stable emotionally. I see that probably he is, there's an invitation, there's something with a female artist, because, well, I know he has his company, but probably you're going to hear that he's going to make a collaboration with an influential and also someone very, very famous, a female that probably, I don't know, I know he has been releasing things, but probably he's going to work with a very influential, wealthy female energy, and they're going to do something great together. And he's thinking, he's like finishing the touches of actually his offering to her. He's like, you know, probably this has to do with money, you know, because she's represented by the Queen of Pentacles. So this is not an easy lady to get, actually. Probably she's very requested, or she's actually expensive. So I see him, you know, like studying the proposition, and since this is a Knight of Cups, probably this is artistic. If this is a song that he wants to prepare that to offer this to her, you know. But I see that this is going to be very successful for him. It's going to be a great collaboration, or a great there's going to be great synergy between the both of them. Like, they get each other. Maybe he's trying to make Jessie renew her contract with. No, I don't think it's Jessie. No, I think it's someone different. It's a very powerful female, very stable one. Probably someone that had been around for a while, or actually, I don't know, maybe someone really young, but actually that has the energy of the Queen of Pentacles, you know, probably someone very experienced, or someone that is like, she knows her worth, you know, she knows what she's good at, you know, she's very stable, and probably if she is someone that just started, she has made a lot of money, like, you know, someone that is really good with the numbers. So could it be, because I'm thinking I don't want to, you know, to restrict the interpretation to elements, but since this is a queen of pentacles, this could be an earth sign, a Taurus, a Virgo, Capricorn. I know Sai is a Capricorn, but I sense a lot of stability in her. So could it be he did a collaboration with Somni? Um, but no, it could be someone else as well. Yeah. She's a Virgo, right? Somni? But oh well. I think that this could like be. Um, yeah. But I think that it's going to be very, very something that he really likes this female, like in the sense that he knows he has to make a good offer. This is why I think that he's a very like intelligent person, because he doesn't want to just offer her whatever. Like he knows he's a sort of like a gentleman, and probably this female is very hard to get, because she is accustomed to very like stable and luxurious things. So he wants to give her also, like, probably if it's a collaboration, like, yes, a funny song, but at the same time he wants this to fit her standards, because I think that she has standards. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, she's powerful. She's powerful. He knows, and she has good taste. So he knows that he cannot just, but it's going to be great. Okay, guys, the last one, and I'm going to go because I'm freezing here. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to pull some cards because my hands are freezing here. And I didn't get my heater because my cat is sleeping near it, so it's hers. Okay, the last one, Felix, Stray Kids Felix. Okay, Felix. 5 of Cups. Ten of Swords. So, how is Felix doing? Does anyone know something about Felix? Because I think that Felix is recovering from some kind of disappointment, like emotional disappointment. Has something happened or some disappointment? But this is not serious, because if you turn around the cards, like this is a vice versa tarot, so it has like double meaning. This is the back of the card. This is the other side of the perception. You see it like this, but then you flip it and you have this. So this definitely talks about also moving on from past deceptions. The Ten of Swords. Okay. Yes. The Ten of Swords, it's about recovery as well. It's like, yes, you had been there, you had some, probably he's too harsh on himself. He probably is someone that for him to stop working or to have some kind of restriction, it's something that he takes really seriously, especially like mentally. Like he probably cannot stop thinking about the opportunities that he missed or that he's missing, and it's his perception. It's not that he's missing something. But he's looking at this and he's finally understanding that, yes, he should make of this uncomfortable state something, and he should understand it, and he should also take care of himself, because, this is, he probably, we know that COVID, it's something that, well, it happens, but at the same time, I think that he also needed to stop. There's something that this guy is very analytical, he's very hardworking, but his body is also, and if the other members as well are having to recover from COVID, I think that it has a deeper meaning. It has a meaning of like, okay, you need to stop. we need to stop a bit, and it's okay. It's okay. Take care of yourself. Take care of your mind. Take care of your body. Don't blame yourself. Don't put yourself through like, you are okay. There are no missing opportunities. This is okay. Like, this rose, it's hope. Like, yes, there are some opportunities still, but we still have those. So nothing is lost. Nothing is lost. You shouldn't be so hard on yourself. He probably is like feeling very sorry. He's, I don't know why, but I get that this guy is very, he has like a guilty tendency. He tends to feel really guilty about things that he cannot control. And this stuck in his mind. He cannot help it. But I think that he's slowly like moving on. He's like, okay, this happened to me, this happened to my body. I need to observe this from another point of view so I can move on and release my mind from this, and separate myself. Because he's not suffering. Probably he's feeling a bit in pain. He probably, do you know if he has like a phobia of diseases? Because I know he's a Virgo, and Virgo people sometimes they tend to have a phobia of diseases, especially the contagious ones. So probably if he had been in pain or experiencing some symptoms, probably his mind was a bit, like skyrocketing with worries, worrying about, I don't know, whether infecting others, or whether, like, if he was in pain, he probably was worried that he would. Um, is Felix cursing his immune system? Oh my lord, he's one of those who have a tendency to beat themselves up. Ah, okay, yeah. Yeah, this is what I'm getting. He's like, I should be working right now. He's like this. For this is not to, like, dismiss his feelings, but he's really feeling hurt. Like, I should be working right now. Why must I be here experiencing all this pain or all this uncomfortableness? I don't like it here. This is how he's feeling right now. But yeah, and he's okay. He's going to move on eventually. But he's feeling a bit sorry for himself. You see him like this? He's like this. He's like, why? Why? And probably because he was having the time of his life. He was really excited. He was really like euphoric. Like all the guys. And suddenly this. He's like this. Like, how come I cannot move? Like, how come? Like. And for people that are like, if this was COVID, like whose fault was this? I want to let you know that probably it's a lot of factors. It's not just the fans. Because I know that people were like, oh, people didn't wear masks and stuff. But, I think that there were a lot of possibilities where they could have got the COVID. A lot of. One of them could also be that his immune system was a bit low, and the other one also has to do with the security measures, like, I think that it could have come from different sources, not the fans. I think that there are a lot of people with carrying the virus that they don't know. So, this poor Felix right there. Poor Felix. And he's going to do well. Just that he's a Virgo. I think that he has a phobia of germs. I don't know, guys. Are you stay? Does anyone know if he has a kind of phobia of germs? Because I see that this is why he's acting a bit like, yeah. Yeah, and he's also very hardworking. So his mind, he's like, "Why are you forcing me to stop? I hate my body." Something like that. Like, I wish my body should have worked harder to protect me from this. Okay, guys, I'm going to go. I'm going to go right now because I have to cook. I have to move on. I have to keep working. So, yes, yes, he's very hyperactive like this. Yes. So, okay, guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for all your loving messages, for your support. I know I do this for you, for all of you. So I'm glad that you are like always so positive towards my work and the effort that I put. So thank you so much. I appreciate so much that you are here. And during the week, possibly tomorrow, I will upload JB and his partner reading. And then I also have pendant to do Monster X IM and Hazy or Haze tarot reading that this was also requested last week. So I will try to resume the reading. So take care, guys. Bye.